Hey guys, so today I'm going to review Helplessness Blues, the album by the CiCi. We're just going to go track by track, more so focused on the lyrics than the actual music itself because just the music and the vocals are on point and perfect, at least in my opinion, on every track. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go through and talk about the significance of each one to me. I mean, a little bit about the music too, not a ton, but some. So the first track is called Montezuma, and it's about regret, and just sort of feeling like he's older than his parents when they had his sister, and he feels like that's like, what does that say? What else? It's just really a regret. Looking back at your life, wishing you had done things differently. But hindsight is 2020. So, and then talks about his death a little bit. Or his eventual death and what will happen. Um, and then the second track is called Bedroom Dress. And this one is more upbeat than the first track, which is sort of nice and slow, good intro into the album. And Bedroom Dress is just it's got good pieces of the music in between lyrics, something that you can find yourself singing along to very easily. And just sort of going back over his life and saying, this is what I've done, and do I regret it? I only have one regret. Like, it's sort of the other side of the coin, almost, in saying, like, yeah, this is my life, and I'm okay with it. And then Simsalabim is sort of about, like, the shaking apart of love, I guess I would say. Just the loss of a dream. Because it says, when the earth shook, that was all that was took for the dream to break. So it's sort of, Simsalabim is what the person says, which it doesn't make any sense, and neither did this love, I suppose. This is my interpretation. It's also got a biblical reference, which I love biblical references in songs. It's one of my weaknesses. And he refers to himself as Delilah, which, if you aren't familiar with the story of Samson and Delilah, I highly recommend you look it up. It's one of the most tragic love stories in the Bible, and I love it. And then the fourth track is actually the track that got me into the album. Is Better Canez, or Canez, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's a great track. And it's just talking about, you really can't be alone. It says, wide-eyed walker, do not wander through the dark. So, the importance of light versus dark. Again, just talking about waking up and realizing that, this is your one life and this is all you get to live, and so you wake up and one day you're like, this is it. This is the end. So again, it's one of my favorites. This is gonna be a really long video. I'm sorry, guys. And then we have the Plain/Bitter Dancer, and that's a real short piece. So one of the things I also love about this album is that the lyrics are all small and handwritten. So I mean, it's just a copy of the handwriting, but I think it's one of the things that makes the album so unique. So it's talking about, again, part of your life that was and no longer is. I mean, it's really, this one is hard to explain if you've never heard it. But again, this is something I love. All of us walk so blind in the sun, midnight feeder, beggar, pleader, I should have known one day you would come. And then again, I feel like this is a biblical reference song again, so it's one of the reasons I love it. Laura Lee, that's another upbeat one, but sort of tragic. Talking about love lost. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just looking back at your life and sort of realizing, I do regret this, or I wish that I had done this differently, or how, like, just this is how it was. And again, just hindsight being 2020 and realizing, like, as you get older, things will make sense. And then Someone You Admire I love this song because it's just talking about wanting to change for the person you love, like wanting to become somebody they admire. Just and then, but also part of you wants to become somebody that will hate that person, and you never really know which one you're gonna be. If you're gonna wind up being their, great love or their worst enemy. You never know. And I think that's one of the chances of life that we have to take, and it's really something to try to embody in this song. Helplessness Blues. This is my favorite track. I just love it because the music throughout it changes. So it starts up a little bit more slow. It's got great guitar. And I just love the message is that, we're all brought up to believe that we are unique and that we're special, quote unquote. But, when everyone is special, nobody is. So this guy realizing that as he gets older that he's really not that unique. He'd rather be a functioning piece of society than, somebody who's sticking out. Just society is something that's bigger than us, and it's part of our job to work towards that. Yeah. And then we get to a slower part of the song, and it's talking about, sort of turning life into what it is in the movies, more so. It's just great. Talking about, living that ideal life. And then we have the shrine / an argument. It's just talking about how, sort of you build up this relationship with somebody, and when you let it go, you have that argument, sort of everything is gone. So it's really talking about love being lost, and the setting is on a beach. And then Blue Spotted Tail, so it makes me want to cry. It's just one of those beautifully tragic songs. Why is life made only for it to end? It's just one of those really beautiful songs. Makes me want to cry, so I'm just gonna kind of skip over it. And then Grown Ocean. This is also one of the things I love about the CD is that it connects to everything at the end. So it's talking about the wide-eyed walker again, just talking about the dream, being old. It really is just a summation of the whole album. So this album really does take you on a journey. There's also an instrumental piece called The Cascades that's on here, which is just something that's very peaceful. I mean, it's called The Cascades, what would you expect it to be? So yes, I highly, highly recommend at least giving this a listen. If not buying it, if you buy it, there is a super cool poster, like large size poster and drawing of the album cover. So I highly, highly recommend that everyone buy this. And I'm sorry that this one is so long today, but believe me, this is worth it. And if nobody watches this, I will understand. So yeah, tomorrow's will be shorter, I promise, and I will see you then.